listen, I want to start with, and I really mean this sincerely. You guys did such a great job with this movie. It's so good. I know fans are going to love it. But I want to ask something. I just want to start with that. So the version, I've seen it twice, and both times there's no credits. There's no after the credit scene. And I'm just curious if when the movie gets released, will you guys be including an after the credit scene, or is it something that you thought about and it's not going to happen?
There's so if you see the movie on the 16th or after, you'll notice that there's a couple of surprises there that we wanted to leave for the release of the movie, just to avoid any kind of possible leaks and stuff. So there's a couple more surprises there.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing. Anyway, I'll leave that there. So one of the things is I love talking about the editing room because it's where it all comes together. So can you talk about how the film changed in the editing room in maybe ways you guys weren't expecting?
Yeah, of course. There's the first thing is I like to shoot a lot, and I like to have options, and depending on the actors I'm working with, we have more or less material. In the case of my work with Ezra, we had an impossibly long list of options because Ezra is a phenomenal actor, gives you a lot. And we did a lot of improvising that lead to the scenes to be longer than expected and ended up with a 4-hour movie, basically. And that's the first answer. The first part of the answer is, there was a lot of reshaping in the movie in terms of making it shorter, basically. But of course, the editing process is the place where things really take shape. One thing is to have a script and be in love with the script, but then production and the execution takes you to a different place where there's a lot of new things to consider. And the edit room is where all comes to fall into place, and that requires a lot of work. Sometimes I wish I had a time traveling machine to jump from day one of edit to 6 months of the edit to see where the movie ends, but and to basically not waste all of that time trying things. But the truth is that it's a process that you have to go through, and it's a trial and error and a lot of different versions.
Yeah, I just want to say that I would love to see some of those deleted scenes. So hopefully they'll be eventually on the Blu-ray. But I'm curious for the two of you, what would have happened if Michael Keaton had actually said no?
We wouldn't have made this movie. We wouldn't have been able to make this movie as it is. And we made it clear to him the first time we sat with him for lunch. If he had said no, it would have been a completely different story.
In the multiverse, there's probably a version of this movie without Michael Keaton.
But we were not attached.
Somewhere in the multiverse.
Totally. The third act has a lot of cool surprises for fans of DC, Flash, Superman. Was there anything that you wanted to include that you actually couldn't due to any sort of lawyers saying, yeah, that's not happening?
No, we had a yes on absolutely everybody we reached out to. The issue was time. We wanted to give each of these cameos, time for people to, have the time to enjoy them. So we had to cut down the list, which was very long. But everybody we approached, their estates, and the living people still, they were game because they understood what we wanted to do, which was to honor, the legacy of DC.
No, completely. What was actually, for the two of you, what was actually the biggest argument you guys had while making this, and who ended up winning?
No, I think the argument happens every day after, when the shoot comes to an end, and I want to keep shooting, and Barbie's looking at the clock, and it's like we can't go into overtime, which is like a historical problem, and not only in our working relationship, but in all movies of history. the director wanting to do more and producer looking into the clock. So that's our main matter of arguments.
It's boring, but that's the way it is. Andy loves shooting more than anything, and also he does not have an internal clock. So the man could shoot for 24 hours and go, what? I don't have it yet. I don't have it. So I got to tell him, you have it, and we got to go home.
I have to already wrap. If you guys ever have the time, I would love to do a spoiler conversation talking about some specifics. Please let me know where and when, and I will be there. On that note, I really hope the film is a huge, huge hit for you guys.
Thank you so much.